Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Marvel Contest of Champions. And Omega Days is still here, but it's over with for me. We have gone through and we've gotten all of the milestones for both events. Plus, we opened a whole bunch of great crystals. I'll put a link in at the end of the video here. You can go all the way and you'll see the opening that I did. I did a Digital Shiny Prizes episode for that. But this video is going to be about my newest rank 3 7-star who is awakened. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I've got another video out. All right, let's take a look here. Without any further ado, it is that guy right there, the Omega Red. He is actually in my list of 7 stars. He is number 2, and we're going to talk about him, how he works, and we're going to test him out. He is currently a 101 SIG level. So he is best at SIG 200, but we will get him there eventually. Now, as I was saying earlier, we did go through. I was at roughly 92,000 units. We are currently at 67,793 units. And we did the Delta mission first. We got the Alpha route done, and we got the Omega charge done, and we got everything. We got the Omega Red. We didn't dupe him out of the crystal, so we did have to awaken him. But we did dupe a few others. I did get a few other really nice champions as well. We'll quickly look at those. They are down here at the bottom. I did get I believe I got an Atuma. I got a Longshot, which I did awaken because I duped him. And I got a Corvus, who I also duped, so that's nice as well. All right, let's get into this video about Omega Red. If you don't know about Omega Red, we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to take him out. So, Omega Red is immune to the effects of poison and reduces the damage it bleeds by 90%, which means he virtually takes nothing because of the masteries that I have up. So he's immune to he's immune to poison. So the poison won't show up when I start a fight because I've got Liquid Courage on. But Double Edge will still show up because he's not immune to bleed. So what will happen is it will count as a debuff, and Willpower will compensate, and he will actually heal that damage. So that's one thing about him. He is very recoil mastery friendly. When striking with tentacles, reduce the damage of the opponent's passive degeneration and direct damage effects by 100%. So he has a couple of attacks that in his basic rotation that are tentacle attacks. So when he's doing that, the damage of an opponent's degen or direct damage effects goes down for a little bit, not very long. It's like 1 tick, not even that. So he has this death factor. So when he's close to an opponent, he inflicts 1 death spore every half seconds up to a maximum of 10. Once the opponent is out of range, they lose 1 every point. You'll see them. They'll click down very quickly. Unless they are suffering from a degen, and he can do a degen with his heavy. We'll get into that. Death spores are not affected by ability accuracy. Each death spore lowers the opponent's armor rating by 136 and reduces their chance to purify debuffs by 10%. Thus, he is very good against skill champions because of that, because he can stop their purify, especially if he's got 10 of these on him because they can't purify anything. Death spores struggle to affect mechanical opponents, are inflicted 4 times slower. So what that means is not every half second, but every 2 seconds they get 1. So he's got this death field. While Omega Red is suffering from a bleed, debuff, or passive, and because we're using recoil masteries, he immediately starts with the death field on, and that is very important to have that on. So he emits a death field. The death field causes death spores on nearby opponents to passively degenerate them, dealing 224 damage per second for each death spore on them. The death field is not affected by ability accuracy reduction. So if we got 10, it's going to do 2,240 every second, or half that every tick, because every tick is a half a second. While the death field is active, the limit goes from 10 to 30. So if he's got 30 on him, he's going to be doing not 2,240, but he'll be doing 3 times as much that, which is roughly almost 7,000, about 3,500 a tick. So heavy attacks inflict a degen, and that's important because you want to inflict the degen so that you can lock those death spores in place. And where was that at here? So it was up here, I believe. And you want to lock them in place. So, and that is the way that he does degens, is on a heavy. And that lasts for a while. Special attacks, you remove all death spores from the opponent to inflict a lifesteal, stealing 505 health from the opponent for each death spore. That's okay. It's not great. I very rarely use this special 1 unless I really need it. Special 2 is where we're going to go. Does a bunch of damage, and he emits the death field for 10 seconds. So if your death field ever turns off, then you can turn it back on with the special 2. Special 3 removes all death spores from the opponent to inflict essence steal for 3 seconds, passively stealing health and 3.3% of the current power from the opponent for each death spore removed. That bypasses recoil mastery, so I won't take anything for that. So sometimes I will go up to a special 3. Now his signature ability is lethal dose. So when the opponent has 10 or more death spores on the opponent deal 2,818 damage per second. This damage scales with base attack only. And Omega Red's basic tentacle attacks have right now it's a 23% chance, almost 24, to be unblockable. And I think his first attack is a tentacle attack. It doesn't really say in his kit here which are tentacle attacks, but I think he's got 2 tentacle attacks in his kit. That second one is okay. The first one is the big one. So that damage is in addition to this 224 per death spore. So that's him in a nutshell. Now, he's got his own synergies, and then he's got some other synergies. So he's got a synergy with either Wolverine or Colossus, and he gets 4% crit damage for each death spore. That's an important one. He's got one with either Sabretooth or X-Force Deadpool. 30% faster rate to inflict death spores and 30% longer for each death spore. That to be removed. That's really important. If you bring in Red Hulk or Red Skull, well-timed blocks have a 100% chance to inflict 1 death spore up to a maximum of 30. That's okay. That's like a little bit of an extra. You don't really need that one. And then with Mephisto or with Void, the death field deals 10% more damage. That's an important one too. So we're probably going to use all of those. And let's take a look, because I've been yammering on for a little while now. Let's take a look at him against our favorite punching bag, Winter Soldier in Realm of Legends. So we're going to bring him over, and we're going to bring in this Colossus. We're going to bring in this guy right here. We are not going to do that, but we are going to do this. So we're going to bring him in. So there's our 4 right there. That's it. Now, if you wanted a little extra flavor, maybe I might take one out and bring in a Professor X because he is a mutant and go from there. All right, so right now, and I'm going to be dumping all of my SIGs onto him as I get them. So right now, he's a 42,000. So off the bat, what I want to do is I want to get some death spores on him. Then I want to hit him with a heavy attack to lock them in place, and I call that locking in the flavor. So you can start out by doing that, but we're going to do it here. So we locked in the flavor at 8. And now just look at all the damage he's taken. And I like to hit him. All right, we got him locked in at 29 right now. And now we got him locked in again. And he's gonna, and those are not going down. Look at him just melt. Look at him melt. Okay. And we're gonna hit him with this, turn the death field back on, and he's gone. And that was like 50,000 points of damage. Very easy. Once that was locked in, he just melted away. And you could see all the damage we were doing. And how long did that take? That took 35 seconds and 25 hits. And if you look here, 23% of the damage that he took is that a quarter of the damage he took in that 35 seconds was from the death spore damage. Just absolutely amazing. Just an amazing champion. All right, we are now going to take him over, and we're going to go to a different place here that is another one of our favorite punching bags, and I have a couple of them, and they're in here. And we're going to use the... I missed something. Okay. I have this guy in here. He does not have a synergy with him. So we are going to put a Professor X in. Where is my Professor X here? Here he is right there. So I want to make sure we got 3 out of the 4. And then Professor X, so all mutants 25% special attack damage. And 18% poison resistance. I don't care about that. But we do want the 25% more damage from our special attacks. So we're going to come down here and we're going to go after this Deadpool that's right here. And then we're also going to go after this Venom the Duck. So let's see how quickly this takes. Okay, I got 3 on him there. That's fine. And we're going to come after him. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only hit him 4 times in his block, and I went for a heavy. That didn't work out. But that worked. Okay, we got him at 20, and now look at him melt. He's just melting. And that regen just didn't do anything. And we're at 98% health, even though we got tagged a little bit. All right, and that was uber quick. That was uber fast. And then we're going to basically do the same thing for this guy. We're going to hit him a couple of times, and we want to then... We don't want to use the heavy until now. There we go. Okay, now we got 9 locked in. And there was that unblockable chance. That very rarely happens. And we didn't get it locked in, but he's going to melt at 30. Okay. I was trying to get a heavy off, but it didn't really work out. And that was super fast. 17 seconds, 16 hits, super fast. A quarter of his damage came from the death spores. So just awesome. Awesome character. I'm very happy with him. That's basically how you use his kit. And if you can... I have a 6-star of him, which I was thinking about. I'm not sure that I've done this at this point. I was thinking about ascending him, but now I don't need to because I've got the 7-star. So anytime I have one of the 7 stars for champions and I'm thinking about ascending, I don't ascend them. So right now I've got Kitty Pryde, Toad, and Onslaught ascended, but for 6 stars, because I've got a rank 3 Awaken Omega Red, we're just going to leave that alone. That's another pro tip there. But again, he's the top of the chart for the mutants. He has fantastic healing abilities. He's got a lot of utility, and he does a ton of damage. All right, that is the video I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.